Greetings and salutations, Greek students. I want to go over some examples of how to translate the imperfect middle passive Greek verbs when you see them in the wild. So let's look at some example sentences of the imperfect middle passive and how to translate them. Tauta egraphanta en to biblio tu namu, humes de uk edunaste blepein auta. Right away when I see the sentence, I want to split it up so that I can break it into its constituent parts. Tauta egraphanta en to biblio tu namu. And I'm going to look, okay, well, where's my verb in this sentence? And it's right here with egraphanta. This is from the Greek word grapho, I write. And I see I have an epsilon prefix. So right away when I see that epsilon prefix, I should have like blinking lights in my brain. If I see an epsilon prefix, I'm looking at an imperfect verb. And that's precisely what we have here. And then I can think, okay, I've got my imperfect active endings on, s, amen, ete, on. These are my imperfect actives. Of course, I'm going to have the epsilon prefix. And then I have my imperfect middle passives, which we are omen, ou, eta, ametha, esthe, anta. And I look at that and I go, oh, yes, of course. Anta, a graph anta is a third person, plural, imperfect, middle passive. So I'm not looking at an active verb, I'm looking at a middle passive verb. So I need to be ready to translate those. Epsilon prefix tells me I'm looking at an imperfect, and that anta ending tells me I'm looking at an imperfect middle passive. So what's my subject? Well, I have this pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, tauta. This is a neuter plural, and it could be either nominative or accusative. Remember, those neuter plurals in the demonstrative pronouns can be nominatives or accusative. But if I look in this clause, I have no other possible nominative. And because it's third person and not first person, it probably needs a subject. And so this contextually, I'm going to go, oh, well, it makes sense to read this as a nominative. These things is how I'm going to translate tauta. These things, because I have this near demonstrative pronoun, and because it's neuter, I'm going to say things. Egraphanta were being written en to biblio tu namu in the book, singular, of the law. The book of the law, the nama, the tu namu, comma. And then I have my postpositive preposition de, which is going to be in second position, but I'm going to translate it first. But, or and, humes, second person pronoun, you in the nominative, edunaste, oh, this is from my verb dunamai, and I know dunamai because it's that in the lexical form, that dunamai imperfect middle passive ending. This is one of my deponent, middle passive in form but active in meaning, able, am able, but it's imperfect middle passive. So I'm going to say was able, but you, plural, y'all, you were not. Why not? Because the uk negates the verb. Able. Blepein, to see. Blepein is from blepo. And this is that ain ending tells me I'm looking at a present active infinitive. So you were not able to see auta, them. Now, this them, auta, is neuter, plural, accusative, and it's the pronoun. So it's because it's neuter plural, it's the antecedent is probably all the way back here, these things. Because it is also a neuter plural demonstrative pronoun. Auta is not a demonstrative pronoun, it's a personal pronoun, them. But that's the most likely antecedent. Now, it could be a different antecedent. We'd have to know more context, but we don't have more context because this is a made-up sentence. So how would I translate this sentence? Tata egrafanta en to biblio tu namu humes de uk e dunaste blepen auta. These things were being written in the book of the law, but you were not able to see them.